It's Monday, November 17th, and I'm feeling just so energized and productive. I don't know what's going on, but oh, I'm Xenia, and I'm working on a horror retelling based on The Monkey's Paw, and that's what I'm doing this November. Um, I guess I'm here for a writing update. I don't know. I don't know why I'm here, but let's work through that together. So, like I said, today's Monday. Normally, Monday's kind of meh for a lot of people, but for me, Monday's the best day of the week because that means the nanny's back and I have a little bit of time for myself. The weekend is very much like kid centered, although I made some big progress on my novel this weekend, kind of like after hours writing, and I hit 20,000 words, which for me, 20,000 words is the point where a writing project stops being just like an idea. It starts to have a life of its own, I think, at that point. And it starts to feel like it can be realized. So, yeah, I'm at the very beginning of chapter 9. I just passed through the first doorway of the A Disturbance in Two Doorways. And I keep having these like ideas of other things I need to add or like little things that I want to drop into later chapters. So I've been stopping and making a lot of notes, like while I'm cooking or showering or doing other stuff. So the story is very much like alive in my mind now, and it's always kind of working in the background, which is good, which is really good. So today, this morning, I got up. I taught an early morning class after I dropped my daughter off at school. And then I went to the gym for like an hour and a half. And I walked on the treadmill the whole time. And I was reading a book on my Kindle and I finished it. That's another thing I've been doing a lot of this month. I've been reading a lot and I feel like I'm reading the types of books that are kind of feeding this uncanny, quirky horror, which of course I've talked about it before. It's Grady Hendrix. I just finished Horror Store and now I'm reading Final Girl Support Group. I'm moving through all of these books at a pretty good clip. I want to dig up some more like BIPOC or underrepresented or debut authors to read next that are within the same sort of niche. I read a book by Rivers Solomon called Model Home, and that was really good. So I'd love to find another book that's similar to that. Um, I'm gonna have to do some digging around. What else did I want to say? Oh, so I am kind of trying to get back on this like writing every day, going to the gym every day, reading every day, like having a really good schedule, which I feel like I've fallen off a little bit and I just kind of get into like a bad pattern of not doing some of the things that I need to be doing. And I feel so much better and so much more energized when I just go to the gym and just walk and like doing just a little bit of exercise. Not just walking, but using the smaller weights and stretching a lot. Like I feel a lot better. So the middle of November, November 17th, is kind of a weird day to be like, okay, I'm going to do a reset. I'm doing a reset. I don't care. I don't care if it's an odd day. So, in the last month that I did like a tracking thing was June. So, I feel like it's time to do that again because, like, look, I filled a lot of this out. This was really effective for me. So, I have just started, I just wrote the dates. I'm just going to do a week at a time now. And then when December comes, maybe I'll try and do like a monthly goal. But I'm going to do weekly goals now. I'm going to focus mainly on writing, reading, going to the gym. I think maybe I want to set some kind of cooking goal or baking goal. I've been making a lot of things. I've been making banana bread, and you saw I made tortillas. And yeah, I'm making a lot of. I made a huge chocolate cake. Like, but the goal I want to make is about cooking and baking healthier things and not so many things that are like sugary and that kind of undermine my exercise goal, right? So there's that. And then also Oh yeah, of course. Like I want to have a YouTube goal. I have been posting more regularly lately and I want to continue doing that. And also I need to have some teaching goals about teaching my own daughter, but I also need to have a goal about creating and posting TikToks and other types of short form content to promote my online teaching gig and try to attract some more students that way. Um, so yeah, those are my big categories, and I'm gonna make the little chart. Actually, I'm gonna go pick up my kid, and then I'm gonna make the chart later and cook dinner and do all of that stuff. But yeah, I'm hoping tonight to continue writing. If I can, maybe I can make this like a 10K week, which would be awesome, and make that would make me really close to my November goal if I could write 10K this week. So I'm gonna set that up as my little in my chart and we'll just see if I can get there. And also, I edited a YouTube video today and I scheduled it to post. And I just finished that and I'm already starting the next video. I'm on a good system here. I'm starting into a better cycle. I'm hoping that I can kind of spread that positivity to you and help you think a little bit about your goals too. But yeah, okay. Hello. Please excuse this unforgivably unflattering angle. Um, I just got back from the gym. It's Wednesday morning, Wednesday, November something. I don't know. Like the days are getting away from me. I couldn't be bothered to do anything except grab like my mic. But now that I'm seeing myself, maybe I need to get a tripod or something because this is really bad. Your eyes do not deceive you. I am lying on the floor, and I don't think this is what they mean by having a cool down after a workout, but like my building's gym is not air conditioned and we live in the tropics. So, and it's only 81 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's really not that bad, but I was still just like burning up down there. Anyway, the reason that I'm here talking, yeah, I can't. Yeah, okay. This is not better, but a little bit better. The reason I'm here talking now is that I woke up this morning not thinking about my current project, but thinking about my first project. And I don't know how to feel about that. The last couple times I've vlogged, I feel like I've said, yeah, I'm really motivated in this new project. I'm really like stuck into it. But then this morning I woke up just so confused and thinking about, so my first project, if you don't know, you probably don't know. My first project was a psychological horror novel. I think it was 85,000 words with a working title, Tetrophobic. And I queried it this year, actually, didn't I? I guess it was. Yeah. It feels like so much longer ago, but I guess that's what happens when you write a book and a half in between. So yeah, I queried it unsuccessfully and I shelved it. And now, for some reason, I'm thinking about how I could rewrite it as a single POV and give my main character a lot more agency that way, and have her really taking the lead in a lot more, because I feel like part of the problem with that story was just that there were lots of times when she was just too passive. And so yeah, it's like I'm not going to stop what I'm doing now because I am really into the story that I'm doing now. But I'm just making a promise to myself that I will not forget about that first book that I wrote. Because the story of that book is like so close to my heart and my own experience that I mean, I'm not the main character of a horror novel, let's be clear. But there are a lot of things that happen in that book that are really part of my own experience. So I don't want to walk away from it or forget about it. So I just need to promise myself that I will come back to it. So I guess now I'm extending my writing plans out until a year from now. Like we're talking maybe that's what I'm going to be doing next November, is like ripping apart and rewriting my very first novel, the one whose idea made me start doing all of this in the first place. So yeah, and I guess it's not totally unprovoked, these thoughts, because like I said, I've been reading Belle's book about disturbance in two doorways. It's something about something fiction. I can never remember the title of that book. I can't even remember this guy's name, but I have been reading that, and some of the things he said in there about motivation, about like character motivation and conflict, really kind of nudged me, I think, toward thinking about issues with previous books that I've written and how I can rectify them, and also how I can ramp up the conflict in my current project, which is it's a monkey's paw retelling, like full-length novel though, set in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, where I live. And yeah, I guess that's really all I've got. I'm taking some notes as I read this book about the disturbance in two doorways craft book, and I will hopefully make a video about how it's kind of parallel to, but also different from, other writing, plotting methods like Save the Cat. This is a really bad ankle. I'm so sorry. Okay, bye. Hello. Yeah, I don't really need to say, if you are looking at the screen, you know. It's been a really bad end of the month for me, and my writing update is that I haven't written very much. Surprise, surprise. Technically I can like move my fingers and I could have done some dictation, but I've been in a lot of pain, and I've been taking some mild opioids, which are definitely affecting my cognitive abilities and slowing me down a little bit. So I haven't been doing that much reading, and definitely haven't been writing that much. I think, today's November 29th. So we're really coming up at the end of this month's challenge, and I'm just not going to make my goal. And the reason that I'm finishing out this last vlog and even planning to post it is because I want to share with you that sometimes it's okay to just not do it. If you need to prioritize your health or recovery or work or your children or anything else in your life, like, it's okay. You're not failing. You're being a human. And yeah. But if by any chance you are like curious about what happened here, my 2-year-old was valiantly trying to protect her 5-year-old sister from getting vaccines at the doctor's office, and she attacked the nurse, and they had to call in backup nurses to restrain the 2-year-old and to hold the 5-year-old's legs down. And at the end of this process, I was trying to pick the 2-year-old up, and I leaned down to the floor to get her, and as I got a hold of her body, she did like this crocodile death spin, and something popped in my shoulder. And it's been like, I don't even know how many days now, 8 or 9 days, something like that. I saw a doctor in orthopedics, and he did an x-ray and said that nothing's broken, but that he suspects either like a serious strain or perhaps a tear of something in my shoulder. So I have to take medication and rest and do some like gentle exercises for a week, and then go back and see him again and maybe get an MRI. But this is really putting a crimp in my end of the year plans. I've still been teaching, and all of my clicking ability, because I do take the splint, I've been taking the splint off to do like a little bit of light computer work just to keep my tutoring business going. So I've been dedicating all of my clicking time or typing time to online tutoring because my students are kind of the priority. So yeah, I don't know what my writing goals are going to look like towards the end of the year here, but I'm really hoping that I will get better in the next few days, although honestly it's been getting worse since the injury, which is a bad sign. Yeah, but I'm trying not to be woe is me. I'm trying to keep like a positive outlook as much as possible, but yeah, that's where I am. So I was really hoping for a more triumphant end of the month last vlog. And honestly, this should have been 2 vlogs, but I've been so just decrepit, I think is the best word for it. I've been so just like down, like kind of emotionally, because I'm having trouble taking care of my family. Like, we've been ordering pizza and junk food, but I've also been searching for like the healthiest takeout options, ordering chicken salads and chicken and vegetables, because I can't really cook, but also doing the dishes is so painful and we don't have a dishwasher. And my 5-year-old washed the dishes one night, but like, I really don't want to parentify her, and I don't want her to become a caretaker, even if it's for a short while. It's one thing for her to help, but it's another thing to like put her in charge of an older kid task. So I'm just kind of blah blah blahing now, but the takeaway is that I didn't fail the challenge. I just got tripped up a little bit and have been dealing with other things. But hopefully I will recover. I'll be back in December, writing more, working more on my manuscript, and I'm going to give myself a lot of grace. And I'm going to say, maybe instead of trying to finish my manuscript first draft by the end of the year, I think I'm going to push that out and try and finish it by my birthday, which is January 20th. So that would give me a few extra weeks beyond my original, not my original target, but my most recent target. And yeah, I think maybe a January 20th goal is reasonable. We'll see if I need the MRI and how that goes. And I have no idea how I'm going to edit this video. It might not be so great, but I'm going to try and do something. Maybe I can figure out how to click better with my left hand. I hope that any of you watching have had a much better November than I have, and that you've gotten more progress in your manuscript. And yeah, wish you good health heading into the end of the year winter holiday season. I feel like this vlog should just end with me looking off into the distance, because that's how I've really been feeling. So yeah, okay. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.